Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might.
What is good? What is good? I appreciate you guys for checking this video out. You won't regret it. I have some interesting things to say. You guys are gonna like it. So you clicked on it by the title, and it says best character on Maplestory. So if it wasn't obvious by the bottom right tab, I'm talking about Shade. Now you're thinking, out of any character in this game, you pick Shade? Come on, bro. There are way better characters. Well, I don't think so. I've been playing this game for 10 years, and I will definitely tell you, from my experience in playing every other classes, there's one weakness or another, but Shade does not have any weaknesses at all. None at all. And I'll go through one by one. I'll try to keep this video short as possible, just because I have so much to talk about Shade at least, that I don't want to keep dragging this on for like 40 minutes. So I'll try to keep this fairly short. First of all, 100% stance. That might not matter to a lot of you guys, but stance is so freaking important. So important. You can also get stance from, I forgot, I think it's like a Cygnus class or something. It's like Cygnus looking class. That you get, let me see if I can find it for you guys real quick. This Night's Watch. So what this does is basically gives you 100% stance during a 120 seconds, 110 second out of the 180 second cooldown, which isn't bad at all. That's a great link skill, and it does kind of solve the issue. But I just like having the natural stance. It just gives you so much room in your link skill for a better links, basically. So that's one. Now, number two, the skills. I don't know how many times I've had the issue of killing Magnus, or especially Hard Magnus. I've been trying to fight Hard Magnus, and not on this character, but on other characters, I will die, and by the time I try to buff up, I'll die again. If that has happened to you, you know what the struggle is. That's an absolute struggle. Shade is amazing for that, because Shade will not have to buff up until 5th job. At 5th job, you get all this, this link skill, decent sharp eyes, sharp eyes, speed infusion, roll of dice. But those are not really necessary when you're fighting Magnus and you're about to like freaking die every 10 seconds. But for Shade, you will not have to buff up. Only thing you'll have to buff up is Maple Warrior. Yeah, Maple Warrior, which is basically the standard. And honestly, Maple Warrior does not take that long to buff up at all. It's like a freaking short as hell. And if anything, you can always put it on a pet skill. So number two. Look at this, Spirit Bond 1. This is probably my favorite Spirit Bond, just because it has the one line that says recovers 1% HP on hit. Now that might not seem like a lot, but if anyone's played Dual Blade, or I think Demon Slayer 2, you know how insanely overpowered this skill is. That means as long as you're hitting a boss or hitting a monster, the amount of HP you lose is like decreased by like 75%. So if I was farming killing a group of monsters that were doing like 3,000 4,000 damage to me each, I would be at full health the entire time. I'll show you guys some videos later on, but you will not be dying on Shade. It's very difficult to die on Shade. You will be gaining health back fast as shit. Number two, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is 50,000 health points. My equipments are not that great. They are not great enough to have 50,000 health points, and I'm already like only level 210. So 50,000 health points. That's quite a bit. Shades are actually like in my opinion, the paladins of pirate classes. They're the tankiest pirate classes out there, and that's freaking great. And for a tanky ass class, this thing can dish out some serious damage. And I think that's the next thing I'll get into. Actually, you know what? I'll save that for a little bit. I want to talk more about how defensively great it is. So you have 100% stance. You have the mana regain. Now, suppose you're fighting a really tough boss and you die. Well, in that scenario, you just lost the death count. But not on Shade. You have, what is it? You have this skill right here. Well, I have it on anyway, so I guess I can just point it out. But okay, summon other spirit. I can just basically tell you what it does. If you die, you will regain your health points and you will be invincible for 3 seconds. So basically, even after being able to regain health and you still manage to die, you will just be respawned in that spot immediately. So it's gonna be hard to kill you. Second of all, this does have like a I think 18-minute cooldown. So suppose you use this up and you die again. Well, you have Close Call. Close Call is basically Shade's Link skill, but it has like a 10% chance that if you die, you will be revived. So what does that mean? A 10% chance. That does not seem like much, but if you've played Shade, you will realize that 10% will cast a lot more often than you think. A lot more often. So I don't even know how many times Last Call has saved my ass. So it's tanky as hell. That's all I gotta say. Number 2, Shade is just great for its utility. I think if you've heard anything about Shades, you will know how great it is utility wise. First of all, let me just go through a couple of them. You have Foxtrot, and you have Vulpes Leap, and Backstep. These are the 3 main skills that let you basically walk around the boss left and right. Let me just show you how this goes. Well, the basic jump, right? Now, that's nothing special. But for a pirate class, these guys can teleport. Forward and backward. Forward and backward teleports, man. These guys, like, if a boss is coming near you and you, like, suppose you're fighting Vellum, for example. His tail's about to come out, boom, dash backwards. To come out behind you, dash forward. And like if you're just going through the map like a normal map like this and you're trying to get around from one corner to the other, watch this. Just walk all over the map. This is so simple. And it's really good if you want to like go vertically up also. Just go vertically up. Oh shoot. Like look, you can even teleport from one empty space to another. See that? It's that easy. For a pirate class to be able to teleport like that, you don't even know how amazing that is. That is so helpful. They have more utility, of course. You have these blade imps. So I don't even use them. So I put them on the top of my keyboard. But what these do is, let's see if there are monsters around you and you're trying to drag them in one spot so you can kill them really quickly, you have this one. Oh, not that one. You have this one that pulls from above, pulls from behind, and pulls from in front of you. So you can use all 3 in succession and pull every monster around you right in front of you. So you have this force chop skill right here. So you can basically lay waste to them. Lay waste. Insanely nice skill. Very nice for utility. And let's see what else. Next thing we have, Shades have, is Bind. Now, many classes don't have Bind, but if you know anything about this, Bind is a miracle send. Miracle send. If you're fighting Magnus, Bind is going to be what saves your ass every time. And look at this. Just slap the bind on, does some damage. Whatever is in that area will get basically locked on for a short period of time. And that's really all you need. Especially for Hardhilla, that's really all you need. I think that's for like 10 seconds or something, but it's good enough. And another thing, Soul Splitter. Right here, Soul Splitter. This is probably one of the most like misunderstood skills. What this basically does is it'll take any monsters in front of you and it'll split their body and their soul. So when you're hitting, you can hit 2 things at once. That's basically Shadow Partner. If that doesn't that helps clarify. As a pirate, you're getting a short-term Shadow Partner. That's pretty damn nice. I think only Xenons have that, and I don't know. That's pretty impressive. Shadow Partner. Do you know what that does? On top of that, after you kill a monster, after activating the skill, you'll get 100% more EXP. So if you're fighting a boss and you're trying to get EXP, dude, you're going to get double the EXP just by using that skill. It's simple as that. Now, these two have pretty low... Okay, so that's the graphics for it. Now, these two have pretty long, like, cooldowns. But, look at... the 5th job skill you have, it's called... Spirit Flow will basically remove every cooldown on every skill. So you can basically Soul Splitter again and Bind again right after. Another great utility skill that you have is called Death Mark. So let me just tell you why Death Mark is so great. Imagine you are fighting Okay, I'll use Magnus as another example because Magnus is such a tough boss and everyone's trying to kill it. So, you know, I mean, I'm trying to kill it too. Don't get me wrong. That everyone's trying to kill it. That being able to like, utilize your skills to its best ability is so vital. So what Death Mark does is it'll do a little bit of damage, but every time you hit after casting it, you gain a ton of health back. A ton of health. So for like 15 seconds, I think, you are not gonna be losing any health because you will be at max health the entire time. The entire time. So this is the graphics for it. And it has a cooldown too, but like I said, this skill right here, I think what's it called? Spirit Flow will basically reset that cooldown so you can just keep using it. And okay, so that's it for like utility wise. Now damage. So you're thinking like if you have this much utility, there has to be some sort of setback. You must be losing some sort of damage. Well, you actually do. You lose some damage, but let me tell you how you gain it back. A lot of people don't like Shade is because they're weak until level 200, I want to say. And if that doesn't make any sense, it's because of these three skills right here. Spirit Flow, Spirit Gate, and Spirit Bond Max. Now, if you're at level 150 Shade, your Spirit Bond Max is going to look a lot different than this. You might only have the top like section of the skills of the description because you don't get the bottom three yellow lines of description until you're level 200. But let me just tell you, they're freaking amazing. So Liver Circle Dance, what that does, and I'm gonna show you all this after when I kill some monsters at the end, but what Liver Circle Dance does is it'll create a little vortex. Let me show you. So you know the vortex that you get at like third job, I think it's is this skill right here. So you see this vortex? Well, you basically get auto casted vortex that around monsters that you kill while they have the skill active. So you get that. You get Spirit Ward, which regardless of Shade's current cooldown as long as okay. So this is what I think this is called Spirit Ward. Okay, Spirit Frenzy is the one that attacks up to 10 enemies with 150 damage. Alright, so I think Spirit Frenzy is the one that circles around. Spirit Dance is attacks 6 enemies with... Okay, so Liver Circle Dance is the one where like a little spirit will come out and slap enemies in front of you and do a solid amount of damage. It'll keep doing damage every 3 seconds, a couple lines here and there. It's pretty nice though, it's good skill. Spirit Ward, I'm not really sure what it does. Oh, right. It doesn't have Spirit Frenzy. Uses Spirit Frenzy regardless of Shade's current Frenzy cooldown as long as... So these skills basically like support one another and they help you out. But to like simplify it, you get some extra damage, extra lines. You can more or less get a 25% damage boost on top of the, you know, the 20-35% damage boost that you get from the skill itself. You get a lot of damage back just from additional attacks that are being played out while you're attacking. And on top of that, see this right here, it says 30-second cooldown. Not 30-second duration and then like 2-minute cooldown or something. Well, the amazing part about this skill is every time you hit a monster, they will drop what they looks like little livers. They're little like flower petal looking things. Well, you can either like walk on top of them or your pet will pick them up, right? Or your pet, if you have auto pickup, it'll walk around and pick up those petals. And what it'll do is it'll increase the duration of that skill by, I mean, as long as you're killing monsters, by nearly 100%. So you will not run out of duration of that skill. And this skill will literally define your ability as Shade if you can maximize the skill. Now, number 3. Well, second part of number 3. You have Spirit Gate and Spirit Flow. What they'll both do is, well, Spirit Gate, what it does, let me just cast it real quick. So Spirit Gate, what it will do is it'll basically summon like 10 of these alien looking things, right? Well, they're spirits, but they're 10 of these alien looking things. That's what I'm gonna call them. And they'll do like hella damage to one monster or a set of monsters in that area. And every time they do some damage, they leave like additional critical rate and I think some critical damage too. So these guys will help out your damage per second, damage per minute a lot. And now the final thing that you want to maximize with Spirit Bond is Spirit Flow. Now, what this will do is every time you attack, one of your spirits will attack alongside it. So I'll just attack right here, so it's obvious. See that? See that right there? That's the frenzy thing. It'll just cast wherever, and he'll leave it there. Any skill that you use will activate multiple spirits. If you can look on the background, if it's obvious, I mean, you can see like there are other spirits that are casting alongside it, like the imps or the ground and pound, all that. So so it can also cast its own skill again, but it'll cast multiple skills when you activate Spirit Flow. So if you're attacking a single boss, imagine like 7 or 8 spirits attacking that boss at one time. You're gonna get insane damage per second. Your damage per second is going to be insane. I think, I'm not gonna lie, Shade has the best burst damage in this game, hands down. No one is going to fight this. It has the best burst damage in this game, just because the amount of damage you can do in a single like 20-second interval is freaking nuts. Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna go kill, I think, Ranmaru. Ranmaru doesn't have any what's it called? Ranmaru does not have any like resist, so I can just kill it and I can maximize, well, not maximize, I can show you what the capabilities of Shade. I mean, even though I'm gonna kill him fairly quickly. Okay, I have to get out of here first. It is, what the fuck? How do you get out of here? Oh, I think I have to get out of this map. That's what it is. Alright. Let's go kill Ranmaru. No. Okay. Where is Ranmaru? Sweet. Madman. Okay, Madman Ranmaru. I'm gonna kill him very, very, very fast, just because I have, when I buff up over 2.2 mil range, 2.3, sometimes around like 2.5 maybe, but I'm gonna kill him very fast. So I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try my best to show you his capabilities while I'm killing him. I mean, I'm not gonna take some equipment off. It's gonna be dumb, but I will pop some potions, just because. If you want to get max attack speed on a Shade, you're going to want Extreme Green Potion, and you're going to want attack speed +1 for your ability. You need that. You need attack speed +1. Shades, you cannot like max out without it. So your Warrior Elixir, this, and Extreme Red Potion, and we'll just buff up from here. And whenever I do kill a boss, I like to have Spider on, obviously, because you know you get extra loot and whatever, but it really does help you out at the long run. So let me just feed this freaking pet before it starts complaining and doesn't pick shit up, because you know, if you don't feed the pet, it won't pick up the petals fast enough. I don't know why it does that. The pets act like piece of shit sometimes. Anyway, let's buff up. I have 30 seconds. Do I wait, or do I just kill him now? I think I'll just kill him now. Anyway, let's get this started. So as soon as we activate a Spirit Bond, we're going to activate Spirit Gate, bind him, Spirit Flow, what's it called, Soul Splitter, the Death Mark thing, and now just look at that damage for a second. Just look at that damage. You see those kidneys that are just dropping? My pet's just gonna pick them up. I cannot afford to die. All right, but like, the damage per second is insane. Ranmaru has no chance here. He's just getting wiped out. So, oh shit, pet, come on, you didn't have to pick this up. I mean, it was kind of my fault. I left it on. Anyway, it's fine. We'll throw this out later on. We'll drop this later on. But for now, I think we're best off with what we picked up. Just drop them later on. I hate doing it, but it's fine. You need that anyway. You need your pet on when you kill Ranmaru. Just because if he doesn't pick up the items on the floor, then you really won't benefit anything from it. Alright, so I said I was going to kill some monsters to show you how Shade basically mob, and I think I'll just do that real quick. I'm thinking I'll go to Slurpee just because it's such a great map for mobbing, especially for my level. Well, I'm actually a little under level for Slurpee, so I think we'll be fine anyway. So where are we at right now? We are at 2.2 mil range. That should be enough. I have the Star Force for it. I think it'll be okay. So let's come in here. I already activated Spirit Flow. Just drop Spirit Gate, and as soon as okay, sure, there's gonna be a lot of lag because you already know how Slurpee is. Slurpee will lag all day. So I'm considering if I should even come here. But okay, I'll see what I'll try to maximize what I can do. But you see how like I'm not even activating the entire map attack, and it's casting by itself. Well, that's pretty much what Shade does all the time. On top of that, like whenever you're just like, you know, want to take a little rest or whatever, just activate the entire map skill and just watch this thing just destroy the entire map. And I think you can activate it for like 8 seconds or 10 seconds at a time. And as soon as that runs out, just pop back your if you guys saw my Spirit Bond Max, it didn't even run out. I just cast it again, but since my pet was picking up those little purple things that were dropping on the floor, my Spirit Bond did not run out. I was able to cast it over and over again. And this is just like casual play. If I don't want to like, you know, go ham and just like override my entire computer, especially just because I think this map already lags enough when I'm recording. It doesn't lag when I'm like playing by myself, but when I'm recording, I'm sure it does because the computer's not really high spec or anything. It's pretty like decent. Okay, see that circle right there? That's pretty much Spirit Bond Max's ability. Those things that thing will pop up. It's like Spirit, and it'll just like cast additional circles, and it does a lot of lines of damage. It does. It adds up. Alright, so I want to cast Spirit Flow one more time before I end this video. Alright, so Spirit Flow, now just watch. I'm attacking, and the entire map will be like overridden by spirits in a little bit. It takes like a couple seconds to activate just because I don't know why, but it doesn't register me attacking for like a little bit. But once it does register, it does pretty well. I mean, sometimes it activates a lot more often than others. It's random. It'll cast any spirit in your inventory for a short amount of time. It doesn't really like go by a standard of it'll cast this first, that second. But from what you can see, I think it's pretty obvious. Shades can mob very nicely. They have very nice map control, and even when they're not bossing, their mobbing abilities are top notch, especially after 5th job. I think Shades have, in my personal opinion, some of the best 5th job skills, because even in mobbing, you could just drop Spirit Gate right here, and the bottom pillar is basically taken care of. Nothing is going to touch the bottom pillar. Spirit Gate does a lot more damage than these other skills, so on top of that, it really does help it out so much. So I'm not even going to touch the bottom. The Spirit Gate will take care of it. But okay, I fell down here anyway. I know there are a lot of other characters in the game that are good, but they're not better than Shade. They all have like a weakness here and there. Shade does not max out in damage wise. It doesn't have the highest damage, but just because it makes up for it in the attack speed, like added up attack speed from every skill, I think it's just great because it has, let me just show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this also does overtime damage. 4, your main skill. 5, and Spirit Flows. What's it, not Spirit Flow? Yeah, I think Spirit Flow. Did I count Spirit Flow? I think 6. Either way, I think it's like 5 or 6 types of attacks going off at once. So, damn many attacks going off at once. Come on, what other class that has like 5 to 6 attacks going off at the same time for more or less entire duration of a match or duration of a boss kill? No other class is doing it. This is why I think Shade is just the best class in the game. I will definitely do like a guide on each character just because I played every character in the game, so I will definitely do a video on each, just point out the pros and cons of each character. And if you guys are up for that sort of shit, let me know. That is all for this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys later.